Hi there, Phil Hitchcock. Once again, what I thought I was going to do for a show, I'm not going to do because something pops up. And boy, has something popped up. The Marine, Rob Bizzell, chairman of the Marine Fisheries Commission, has been back in contact with the Wildlife Resources Commission. What's his name, Mr. Crump? Shall we say disputing the opening of the flounder season and why they're doing it. Fantastic stuff, and we're going to get into that in some meetings and a lot of things. You do not want to miss this. You do not. But before we get started, what I was going to do today, that we're going to do in another show, a couple things focused on HR 8507. This is not on the state level. This is a bill that's been introduced into Congress and U.S. Congress, and it is to provide for the designation of areas within which fishing activities carried out using bottom trawls may be carried out. Whoa, on the federal level, where bottom trawls can be allowed to be carried out. Also, from the Government Accountability Office, federal fisheries management efforts to reduce and monitor what they call unintentional catch, bycatch, and harm need better tracking. So for folks that are really worried about bycatch and what you're going to do about it, federal level, HR 8507, we're going to talk about that. And from the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, efforts to reduce, monitor unintentional catch and harm, better tracking. So that's going to be the next show. The reason why it's going to be the next show, not this show, is because I literally just got these two letters an hour ago. And let's go over this. This is dated July 12th, 2024, from Rob Bizzell, the chairman of the Marine Fisheries Commission. Lots of stuff, bear with me. We're going to try to get through a lot of it. We're going to start on the second paragraph. I'm going to put it up full screen. I'm going to start off with the second paragraph. Rob Bizzell says, I would like to address the core concerns raised in your letter by emphasizing the critical importance of protecting the southern flounder population. Can I stop right there? Do you hear what he just established? Rob Bizzell, representing the Marine Fisheries Commission, what they want to do, emphasizing the critical importance of protecting the southern flounder. This is not a recreational versus commercial issue. Thank you. Hello, Electrolux. This is an issue of conservation. What a concept. The Marine Fisheries Commission adopted Amendment 3 to the Southern Flounder Fishery Management Plan in May of 2022 after a deliberative process that included numerous public comment opportunities. Did you hear that? Over an extended period of time, numerous times for you and I to go, hey! After everything's been passed, it's past tense. And input from various advisory committees, as well as department and legislative review. That plan was an ambitious undertaking with the Marine Fisheries Commission ultimately deciding to reduce, listen to this, reduce harvest in each sector, commercial, recreational, by, and this is a whopping, 72%. Everybody got whacked, 72%. To help ensure successful rebuilding of the stock of southern flounder, this reduction is the most conservation-minded approach to managing southern flounder that has been taken by any state. So quit whining about South Carolina and Virginia or wherever else. We have taken the most drastic measures here in North Carolina that harvest the South Atlantic stock of southern flounder. And that's another program we're fitting to do about southern flounder and the stocks, where they go, where they spawn, where they come from. Is it one stock? Is it two stocks? What is it? Included in Amendment 3 is a provision that mandates any overages of the total allowable catch must be paid back by the following year. See, this was all instituted. If you go over, you got to pay it back the next year. And you had plenty of opportunity, public meetings, organizations, everything, to voice your opinion. Did you? This applies to both the recreational sector and commercial sector. This payback mechanism was discussed thoroughly during the development of the plan, and it is an essential part of rebuilding. Let's go down to this last paragraph on the bottom of this page. It says, as you noted, now he's talking to Chairman Monty Crump. That's who this letter is addressed to. As you noted, the recreational sector exceeded its quota in 2023, and in fact, it has exceeded the quota each year a quota has been in place. While you are correct that the commercial sector was monitored daily, resulting in a more controlled harvest, it is crucial to acknowledge the complexities involved in managing the recreational sector. North Carolina has well over 1 million recreational anglers that fish its coastal and joint waters, and daily monitoring of their landings is just not something that is currently possible. 1 million people, kind of hard to monitor. The struggle with how to more closely monitor recreational landings is not one that is unique to southern flounder or North Carolina. It is one of the biggest issues facing managers in many other states and federal fisheries. Now listen to what's coming up here. On page 2 of this letter that Rob Bizzell has written to Chairman Monty Crump with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Page 2, the suggestion to immediately allocate 50% of the total allowable catch to the recreational sector is not a new one. As you are aware, the Marine Fisheries Commission discussed at its May 2024 business meeting calling a special/emergency meeting to explore exactly what you suggest. Let's go to that meeting. They called, do we have a special meeting? And the Marine Fisheries Commissioners voted on it. A roll call, a straw vote. Let's see what happened.
The only way that we could have a recreational flounder season is we are shifting the allocation from 30% recreational to 70% commercial to 50-50 over the next 3 years, 4 years.
That starts in 2025. It goes to 60-40, and then in 2026, it would go to 50-50 in accordance with Amendment 3.
Right. And so the only way that we could possibly have any sort of recreational flounder season is if a special meeting was called to take up this issue. And it would take 6 members to want to have this special meeting to talk about, five members to call for this special meeting to take this up. And I just want to get kind of a straw poll to see if the commission has an appetite for a special meeting to be called. If you do, just raise your hand just so I can get a feeling of what the commission is thinking.
Can I make one comment before you do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the only way to change a FMP after it's been put in place, you have to go through an amendment process, and it has to be an emergency situation that affects the total number of fish for the total thing. And I can't think of what the exact name of it was right now. I was trying to look it up in time. But it's in the FMP statute. And, Kat may know more about it. I mean, am I right in that assessment?
So, I mean, in your assessment, in your comments relative to what it would take for this commission to change the regulations under Amendment 3 would require a amendment to the plan.
Which would take the special call meeting. So, once again, let me just have a show of hands of who would like to entertain a special call meeting to address this. We got 1, 2. Okay, so that's going to be well short of the 5. So it appears we will not have a recreational flounder season this year because we went over the allocated amount last year.
Well, they voted no. And to continue on with the letter, it says, however, it is very important to note that the overage in 2023 was to such a degree that even with that shift in allocation now, the 2024 recreational flounder season would likely only be 3 or 4 days long. In addition, I'd also like to point out the principles of the Fisheries Reform Act of 1997 that guide the management of marine and estuarine resources in North Carolina. The FRA established a framework aimed at maintaining the long-term health. See, that's one thing that I would like for everybody to really start thinking about: long-term health. Not that you can go fishing tomorrow. What is the long-term health of the southern flounder or any fishery? And again, I'm going to keep harping on this one, that if you're really conservation-minded, don't fish. That's the best tactic. How do I know that? Look what they just did with southern flounder. Don't fish. You can't fish. Not in 2024. The Act underscores the need for equitable resource allocation while ensuring that our fisheries can thrive for future generations. Conservation is at the heart of this mandate, requiring us to make difficult decisions that may not be immediately popular, but are essential for the preservation of our fish stocks. We got to bite the bullet. Just plain and simple. Got to bite the bullet. It is vital to recognize that the reallocating quotas and potentially opening a recreational season now could undermine any progress made in rebuilding the southern flounder population since Amendment 3 was adopted in May 2022. This is followed up by a letter. That letter was sent July 12th. This letter was sent July 25th, 2024. From Chairman of the Marine Fisheries Commission, Bob Bizzell, sent to Chairman Monty Crump with the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Second paragraph. I was disheartened to learn that the Wildlife Resources Commission is proceeding with the flounder season in inland and joint waters. As you know, under Amendment 3 to the Southern Flounder Fishery Management Plan adopted by the Marine Fisheries Commission in 2022, there will be no recreational harvest in 2024 in joint and coastal fishing waters. Here's something that Rob wanted to communicate. Please keep in mind that when in joint and coastal fishing waters are closed to flounder harvest, Marine Fisheries Commission rule prohibits the possession or transport of flounder through those waters regardless of where the flounder were taken. Consequently, Marine Patrol officers will be issuing tickets to recreational fishermen in possession of flounder in both the joint and coastal fishing waters of North Carolina while the no harvest provision of Amendment 3 is in place. It's a mess. You've made it a mess. Number one, you had a couple of years opportunity to voice your opinion. Your organization, whatever that may be, had a couple of years to voice your pro or con stance on this. Did you do it? Now you're whining about it after the fact. It's in place. Now we're getting the waters literally mixed up. Now I can't wait till the first person that gets that ticket. All hell's going to break loose. So folks, we'll keep you up to date as much as possible what's going on. I will tell you, this is a Wednesday when I'm doing this. I contacted everybody on Friday, give me information. Rob responded, Rob Bizzell with the Marine Fisheries Commission responded. Tricia Smith with the Division of Marine Fisheries responded on Friday. Wasn't exactly thrilled with what she responded with on Monday, but that's okay. The Fisheries Association responded that same day. Have not heard squat from Wildlife Resources Commission. Haven't heard squat 5 days later. Haven't heard squat. So I hate emails. It's telephone time. And some other folks, other organization. Radio silence. So, but we'll keep you posted. Hopefully, we'll get on with the next show, which is efforts to reduce and monitor unintentional catch and harm and need for better tracking. That's from the Government Accountability Office, federal office. Also, the bill that was introduced last May by a congresswoman from Alaska. Excuse me, H.R. 8507. I got to get my eyeballs. To provide for the designation of areas within which fishing activities carried out using bottom trawls may be carried out. We're going to talk about this as well. Lots of things coming down the pike. Email me, billhitchcock@mail.com, billhitchcock@mail.com, billhitchcock@mail.com. Listen to me, people. considered all when you, by the way, if you email the Division of Marine, people like the Division of Marine Fisheries, it's public information what you're sending. I don't know if you know that or not, like the Wildlife Resources Commission, it's public information, that email that you're sending. When you send me an email, it's public. When you post there on YouTube, that's obviously public. If you send me an email and say, Bill, this is personal, this is just for you, then that will be handled differently. But if I just get an email from you going, you this and Biden, blah, 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 I might read it. It's considered public information. But I do want to hear from you, BillHitchcock@mail.com, BillHitchcock@mail.com. Keep posting at YouTube. I love some of them. One of my favorite ones is, who's paying you? Oh, and I brought this up before. Well, the CCA gets paid. Does that disqualify them? The Division of Marine Fisheries gets paid. Does that disqualify them? The Wildlife Resources Commission gets paid. The Wildlife Federation gets paid. Does that disqualify them? So why are you trying to disqualify me by saying, he's paid? Well, no, I'm not paid. No one's paying me except for Hitchcock Television. If it wasn't for Hitchcock Television, my company, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. So it's donated time. But if you would like to sponsor, pay, get up with me. I wouldn't mind a shekel or two or four or 12. Anyway, Bill Hitchcock, next program is going to be exciting unless something else pops up, and that'll be exciting too. Bill Hitchcock, bye.
Hitchcock Television. 40 years of television and film success.